Well, this would be our. What? Yeah, I'm really great fan from the day. I don't know. Check your gloves. Let me put that on the desk. Let me do it. Hello there.
I think we're ready to begin, and because it's so brisk outside, we thought we would start inside, and then eventually we're going to have ourselves piped out to where we can do some real groundbreaking. I wanted to say welcome to everyone this morning. My name is John Salvi. I'm president of the Board of the Trustees of the Township Library, and I hope I'm smiling very broadly because it's certainly a jubilant day for all of us. And Marion and I, in trying to think about how we wanted today to go, really decided we just wanted to be a pure and simple celebration. We're very, very happy and so delighted that all of you could be with us today. And there are so many people in our audience that are notable folks from town and township. To go down the list, I think, would be too time-consuming. We want to get to that shovel. But I want to thank all of the township committeemen and the township mayor, Mr. Calvin, here today, and people from the town council also who are here today, and our special guests, the Dowlings, who are here in the front row, people who may not know them. And so many other wonderful people who love this library so much and are willing to share their passion for learning and helping us to expand this place so that we can serve our patrons hopefully better. I am standing today under the watchful eye of Mr. Willis, who made all of what we stand in today possible many years ago. And I know that the addition is going to be equally beautiful and certainly functional. This morning we have several people who are going to speak briefly to us. They are people who have served as trustees and presidents of the board, and we're going to begin by asking Norman Tomlinson, who served during 66 to 71, to kind of start us off. Norman?
I guess I'm first because I'm the oldest in terms of service, at least in the old days, back in 1965, 1971 when I served. I think that we didn't expect that we would see a glorious day like this, but certainly it's a pleasure to see everybody here today. Marion Gerhardt tells me that at least our next meeting in the new building will be in an auditorium that will handle this crowd more comfortably, so that's good. As a lifelong Morristown resident, 57 of 57 years in fact, I really like to take an opportunity today to congratulate the library, the current trustees, and all the people who've worked so hard to make this day possible. I must say that I am a neighbor of the library. In fact, my wife says, judged from the money I spend on books, I'm a competitor. However that may be, it certainly is a great day. I'm glad to see everybody here, and let's get on with the speeches and back to the... one other thing I should say before I leave, that Marion has assured me that we will be able to accept book donations shortly, and I have a few that my wife is trying to get out of the house, so thank you.
Thank you, Norman. And next we're going to hear from Larry Hutton. And Larry has been on the board since 1966 and is still a board member. Am I right? 66? I'm close. I'm close to 60, probably before that. And it serves as our treasurer, as a matter of fact. Laurie?
Yeah. A little uncomfortable listening. You hear me clearly, all right? while I was standing around nervously waiting for my chance to get to the speaker's desk today, I was thinking of the people I've known in the library over the years, and there's one person in particular I am very, very sad was not here today. And I'm thinking of May Leonard. She almost made it. And I think, would you join me in a moment of silence in memory of May Leonard, who was a great force in the library for many years? Thank you. Now, we're here today to build a building. And this is just a start. I emphasize that. I can't, with all this crowd here, I can't help but bring in some facts. With the town's 2 1/3 town and townships 2.3 million and the 400,000 that the foundation has raised, we were able to sign the contract and get the building started. But this is just the building. This will be the walls, the floors, the windows, and much of the fixed foundation things that go into the building. To complete the library, to take care of the carrels, the rugs, the carpets, all the furnishing, we still must raise 500,000 more. And we've got a long ways to go. We've raised 400,000, I mentioned, but to bring that sharply into focus, the donation of Mr. and Mrs. Dowling represents 62.5% of that. And if you add that to what the Friends have given, you'll find out that what you and I have raised is about 75,000 net. So we still have a long ways to go, and we want your help and full support. We appreciate it. We have about 2 years to do it. I think this is a great civic institution, and it's going to be a tremendous thing in Morristown and in the Township area. And we all ought to be extremely proud to be associated in any way with us. I hope that we can have your support in that sense. And I know everybody has a different amount of resources, but when you're considering a gift, and those who haven't done it already, please give a generous proportion of your resources in proportion to what you feel and love about the library itself. The French playwright Congreve said that money is the sinew of love. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Laurie. Our next speaker is Jim Falk, and Jim, along with Laurie, I think has been on the board many, many years. And I have 1966 again, probably a little earlier than that, and is still serving today. He's our secretary on the board, and welcome, Jim Falk.
John, of course, is a relative newcomer. Actually, a number of us go back to the Morristown Library and Lyceum Board, which was the predecessor organization, and we fought the battle in 1965 and enabled all these 1966 dates to turn up in order to have this created as a public library. And at that time, we had a goal of a number of very critical points that had to be done to restore the Morristown Library, or Township Library as it is now, to the first rank of libraries in New Jersey. We have accomplished in the succeeding years all of these goals but one. And today we are starting to accomplish that last goal. And for those of us who have worked on this for close to a quarter of a century, it's a great pleasure, and to realize, however, that we are like the people who go to climb Mount Everest. We have reached the base camp. We have not gotten to the top of the mountain yet. And that, of course, is the thing that will really be the greatest pleasure. And I hope to see you all back in our new auditorium when we have the dedication of the library. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Our next speaker is Suzanne Bailey, who also served on the board 1974 through 1980 and served as president. Suzanne?
I just want to offer my congratulations to everybody that's really worked so hard here. And I know that money is so important to building this institution, but I just think that this library is so special. It has served the needs of Mr. Edwards writing 1776, Mr. Haley returning, and also I think since my children have been born, they've been coming here in their pajamas to listen to stories. And I know that this library will maintain that personal touch with each and every one of us. And thank you very much.
And one more speaker who is a gentleman who served as president, matter of fact, when I became a member of the board, and that's John Baruch.
John, I think previous speaker mentioned Mount Everest. I was thinking more of Noah's Ark. Because this must have been very much like the day Noah put down the first plank to salvage what was left to civilization at the time. If we had not reached this day, and inevitably we would have had to reach it, we would have been inundated not with water, but with books we could not put anyplace. We would have probably even sunk before the ark got built. So this building of an ark and this laying down of the first plank is vitally important. It is a glorious day. And if I had to select 2 male specimens to make the trip, I think I would probably choose Laurie Hutton and Jim Falk, who have been more instrumental in bringing this day about than any other people have. And as pilot, without any question, marrying Laurie would be irreplaceable. So as we select 2 of each category of book, people, I think those would make the heart of a crew and a happy voyage. Thank you.
And since I'm serving in this capacity now as president, I have my opportunity to say, along with the welcome that I gave you earlier, that I was thinking Thanksgiving is near, and I don't think that it's going to be as big a Thanksgiving day for me when Thursday rolls around as it is today. And I think that's true for the staff of the library and all the people who have supported our project so far. And I'm not going to make a plea for any money this morning. I'm going to leave that to Dr. Wenner, who's going to do that soon. But just to say thank you for your support. And it really does make a difference knowing that there are so many people who care about our library and are willing to contribute to it in time and treasure and talent. And I hope we can depend on you for a little while longer so that we're sure we get our library built the way we want it built, completed, and something we'll all be very proud of. I think that will happen. I'd like to ask Dr. Wenner to come up for a moment and talk a little bit about where we are and where we're heading with the foundation. Dr. Wenner?
One of the advantages of speaking last is that everybody has said what you were going to say. I think it's no secret that we've raised $410,000. Every time I read the daily record, the ante goes up. We started out to raise $700,000. Now I hear a figure of $800,000 and $900,000. Let's not be chintzy. Let's go for $1 million. Because after all, it's only money. And I wondered what was wrong with my love life, because if money is the sinews of love, I've had a rough life, particularly being a public servant. But I know that the others who have preceded me have set the stage that we are only a little less than halfway to a goal which, from the foundation standpoint, will be the public contribution to this, what I would like to indicate as a glorious opportunity to not only preserve but advance a public institution which has no peer in the area. So just when you see me coming, please, or my representatives, and I have a lot of representatives, please get that checkbook out, and please say that this is what we wish to do to further the work of this marvelous library. Thank you very much.
And I certainly don't want to forget a group of people who are very special and certainly noted frequently, but we appreciate them at the library, and those are the friends of the library. And Mary Ann Gregg, who is their president, is going to talk just a moment about some of the things that they're planning, especially their Christmas sales. Mary Ann?
good morning, or I guess it's good noon to all of you, and welcome. The Friends have had to put those books aside for a while, so Mr. Tomlinson will have to save them for a few minutes until we find another spot to save them. Our spot has been taken up by the progression with the new building. But we aren't going to give up. We're not going to stop doing things as far as trying to help with the building, and you'll find us sitting in the entrance area here probably 2 or 3 times a week with our wares. So we hope you'll stop and take a look. We have lots of nice things that would be good for stocking stuffers, lots of things that have been written by people in the town, about the history of the town. If you haven't seen them, take a look at some of the things that are in the display case as you come in the door, and we hope that you'll continue to support us. Thank you.
I'm watching Marion approach with the shovel in hand, so I think that moment has arrived. And I believe our plan, here she comes, shovel the X. This is a very famous shovel.
I have a real one. It's, I think, 150 years old. It was my grandfather's shovel, and today it serves us well. Dean Dowling and I are going to do the honors. We're going to process outside, and the piper is going to follow us, and those of you who feel sturdy, follow after. If you don't want to come the whole way, stop in the children's room, because that's where the reception is. So, you and I are it.